Hey folks, welcome to Mountainside. So I've got a question for you. When you're planting and you look at the instructions, on the seeds or the transplant instructions, do you consider them a hard, fast rule, or are they more like pirate code? It's more of a guideline. Well, we're about to find out how I did it. So enjoy the video and let me know. If you like the video, go ahead and like it. If you like what we do, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into this video. Okay, while you guys were enjoying all the little baby shorts, I've been in here working on garden beds in the high tunnel. So I've been building these beds. These beds are 3 foot high, 4 foot wide, 8 feet deep. I have one more you might be able to see in the box still back there that I have to build, but I've got 3 of them set. They're kind of in line as best as I could. Again, a lot of things aren't square out here, not level, so just working with it. I did fill them with the soil that we got from Dirt Craft, and I covered them with some old hay after I filled them. It's just over 2 totes of soil in here. I put a bale of hay down bottom, so there's actually about 4.5 bales on bottom, then all the soil on top of it. And this is just a covering I put in here because soil doesn't like to be exposed. But I've got my cabbage here that I'm going to be putting in the dirt today, because this is the week I'm supposed to be doing it according to my planner. And the planner that I'm using is the Seed Time planner. It's available online. If it's a great planner, I think. Especially if you don't know what you're doing. So like it told me when to start my seed. Tells me when to transplant. Tells me spacing. All that kind of good stuff. So let me work on this a little bit. Again, I was just telling Amy, it's like, I really wish I knew what I was doing. It would save me so much time if I knew what I was doing. But, you learn as you're going in this life. So that's what I'm doing. I'm learning. Probably what I'll do with this hay too is not put it on the plants to put it back on, but I might fill in the spaces, because I think what I'm also going to be doing in here, I don't have to get it all up, obviously, is in the spaces between the cabbage, is I'm also going to put carrots in here. And I think I'm going to do this bed and this bed exactly the same, cabbage with carrots, because according to my companion planting book, they like each other. So that's what I'm going to go by. So between my companion planting book, my Seed Time garden planner, and a lot of prayer, hopefully this will pan out. Now, what I'm going to do is move this wheelbarrow out of the way completely. Now they said the spacing is supposed to be 14 inches and staggered. So my new Hori that I got from the fine folks, Ben and Denise over at Renewed Homestead, this thing is solid too. I mean, I believe the blade, the metal goes all the way to through the handle. So it's like, there's no wobble. It's heavy. Yeah, yeah. So it's a great tool. It's 13 inches. So if I'm figuring, you know, trying to come in 13 inches, 14 inches, I'm just going to use the Hori Hori as my hole digger and approximate measurement tool. So I'm going to take some of the bigger cabbage starts that we have. So these are our starts that we planted. So I'm going to go about 14 inches, right about here. Pop one of these bad boys out. I do want to make sure I get it all the way in. Oh, there's actually two here. You know what? I'll worry about thinning later. I just want to make sure I get it in the soil and get that going. So if I'm 14 inches from there, and I'm 14 inches from there, now I think I'm just going to wing it going across. Because I do believe that we could get a little bit more in here than the plan actually calls for, but then I might just have to thin it out. Okay, but see where the Hori Hori's lying here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but so like in this space here, there's going to be carrots. If I could get carrots in front alongside, that's what my plan's going to be. So, and if I go another 14 inches from this one, give or take, a little bit deeper. Now, I do think I started these early, but that's okay. We'll go to the other side. Whew. And I was trying to get out here sooner because I am learning when I hear, you know, other folks talk about how warm it gets in the high tunnel. Yeah, it really does get quite warm in here. It doesn't matter, you know, how hot it is outside. You know, it's like when the Weather Channel does the hot car temperature guide. You know, it's 77 outside, 10 minutes inside a hot car, it's like up to 95. By 30 minutes, 120. You know, it's that kind of thing. So the high tunnel is just like always hot. And then what I want to do, I'm going to put like one here in the middle. And I did leave them in the high tunnel overnight. I brought them out here yesterday to try to, I don't know, let them adapt, adjust. So I brought them out here at some point yesterday morning. Let them sit out here overnight. So it's not like total shock for them. They are good and wet in the cells here. So, but yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I guess I'll put this on time lapse unless I have something to say. All right, enjoy. All right, so I just talked to Amy and showed her what I was doing. Talked about it a little bit, so we're going to go a little crazy. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to plant at least 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 more, filling up, where these center ones are. I have plenty of starts, so I'm not worried about lack of starts. Then what we were thinking is if that's a double. I don't want to use a double. The thought process is if we have to harvest a little early, that's okay too. If we got a head of cabbage and we need a little space, well, grab it, take it, eat it. So a couple things going on on the homestead today. Well, first, I'm sure you hear the chickens and the turkeys back there. So they're carrying on as they do. But, we met up with Ben and Denise the other day from Renewed Homestead. And I was able to get the hory. And we took them some elderberry cuttings because they were looking to add something new or a different style. And they were looking to get rid of some of their hens the last time we talked to them. So we're like, we could put them to work here. So we picked up hens from them and another rooster, pretty rooster. Big nail, whatever they're called. But we have them back there now. They are actually still in a bit of a quarantine. Not that we're worried about getting stuff from Ben and Denise. It's just like you have to let the animals adjust to each other before you put them in general population. So they're in their own little spot, loving life. And we also got another female turkey from them. Her we put right in with the other turkeys. So right now we have the 2 toms that Amy brought home that you saw. We have the white turkey that we've had. She's been around here for a while. Then we also have, that's it, 1, 2, I think there's 3 starts in this one. We're going to wait on that one. Then we have technically 3 female hens from Ben and Denise. So, yeah, hopefully this Thanksgiving will go better than last Thanksgiving. And we'll have turkeys for sale and turkeys for eating. But we'll see what the good Lord has planned. All right, that's all we could do. Move forward. Pray that we're in His will, and that He blesses our work. Everything else is gravy, or cabbage, or turkey. I guess it all depends on what you're working on. Oh, turkey gravy. That sounds good. But anyways, I digress. Put this last one in. Now, the other thing you may or may not be hearing is the babies. They're over there crying and crying and crying because today is the first day of separation. They're still with each other, so they know everybody that they're in there with, but their moms are out on pasture right now. So they're out in a paddock eating a lot of green stuff, that has been treated with soil saviors. So they're loving life. They're not eating hay right now. They're eating good green grass, and since it's still early in the year, it's like ice cream. So this is like their favorite time to be out on the green grass. You know, it's not the same old stuff that they're used to, because it's all the new growth. They're only out there for a couple hours, so they shouldn't tear it up. But then we'll move them back over this evening and put them back with the babies. But this is bed number 2. I'm going to go ahead, get the cabbage put in it. See, that's all the hay I had on there. And like I said, this is old hay that we had for these purposes. A lot of it we were spreading on the ground just to spread it and cover bare spots, because we are heavy with our sheep right now. So we do end up with bare spots, but doing the best we can with what we have. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, put it back on time lapse, start putting those cabbage in the ground. If you're an experienced gardener, you know, and have any feedback for what I'm doing, let me know in the comments below. But be nice, please, because I've been reading and trying to study up as much as I can on what I'm doing. Because if you're at all familiar with our channel, you know, oops, I put that one in the wrong spot. Experienced gardeners, we are not. So this is all new to us this year. And we are doing everything that we believe the Father is leading us to do, you know, in regard to our ministry, which is a food ministry. Well, the food is the tool, but the ministry is, of course, spreading the gospel. But, you know, it was put on our hearts that we need to grow real food for real people and deliver real hope. You know, so that is the ministry that the Lord started here. And that's what we're trying our best to do. So we study, we learn, we pray, and we act. And we pray that our actions are blessed. And we just pray that, you know, people see the Father's love in what we're doing. And as we pray every Sunday, we pray that not only we grow into a closer relationship with Him, but that y'all do too. You know, because that's what we're all really striving to do here. You know, grow in our relationship with Him. But, you know, any kind of feedback, you know, I'll even take negative feedback if it's nice. I'm good with that. Doesn't hurt my feelings, because I ain't got none. But again, I take no credit for this soil. I mean, it is purchased. It is not created here, but it is local. You know, it is a local company here in Madison County. We are thrilled that we were able to support them through our ministry. You know, because that's the other part of the ministry, is like trying to keep everything that we can here in the county. You know, as far as financial things are concerned, food distribution. Now, some of the food distribution will go outside the county, but it's still local. But, you know, taking care of us, supporting a small business or a local farmer is so important these days to do. I encourage everybody, buy local, support the farmers. Wish I knew this 30 years ago. And I think this is exactly how my map looks. Because in the garden planner, not only does it give you the timeline, but you could input what you're growing into your garden bed size, and it lays it out for you. And I think this is pretty close. Although I think I added more plants, but 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 46, 47, 48, 49, 51, 52. So 52 plants. I think the plan called for like 29 or 30. So yes, we are heavy, but I think that's okay. And I'm going to take these two, because these are both doubles. Oops. I'm going to put them in this cell here, that cell there. Okay, then the next thing I have to do today, but I may do it a little later this evening, because it is getting warm in here, is go through, put the carrots in, and over here I actually got to get my baby greens going. I don't know if I'm going to do the full 32-foot section, but why not? You know, maybe we could bless a couple hikers coming through with some nice salad greens later on in April. You know what I mean? All right, let's go on to the next thing. Okay, so this is like attempt 4 to record this. I think my phone was overheating, so I know I was overheating. So I decided to go ahead and finish these beds and actually put the carrots in. Now, I've never done this before, and man, these things are tiny. So somebody sent us these seeds, gave us these seeds. I don't remember who, but thank you. And I've already got my lines pre-established, and I'm just going to go ahead, kind of sprinkle them in as the directions said to. Again, this is not a how-to video, because I don't know how to, but I am doing as the instructions say, which is about 4 seeds every inch, quarter to half an inch deep. That's what it says on the packet, so that's what I'm doing. Oops, that was a few. And then I guess once they start maturing and growing, you go back and thin them out. And you can see these are all going to be intermixed with the cabbage. So doing some companion plantings. Put some here. That was way too many, but that's okay. So do y'all do companion planting too, or do you just like monocrop? I've always, whenever I've tried to garden, it's always been monocrop style. So growing one thing in one space. So this is something completely new for me. I don't think I got any in here. Not that I could see. Nope. Okay. No, I didn't get to this part. There was 250 seeds in this pack. So I'm sure it's going to be enough for everything that I'm doing here. I'm putting about, as best as I can, like I said, 3 or 4 seeds per inch or so. Oh, I have another question. So when you're planting stuff, do you plant it like for like perpetual harvest, or is it like a one and done kind of thing? So my goal this year is to grow these beds, harvest them, and then do some more. Oops, aluminum. Because, you know, we have some that we're growing for classes, not growing classes, but, you know, we'll show people how we do it. But actual, you know, how to put them up. So what do you do with the cabbage once you harvest it? You know, because you're not going to be able to eat it all at the same time. Even though I am Polish, I mean, I could eat a lot of cabbage. But all this, that'd be a lot. So, you know, do you ferment it? Do you make kimchi with it? Do you make sauerkraut with it? You know, all that kind of stuff. What do you do with it after you grow it? After you harvest it? You know, I like mixing mine with pierogies. So that's always good. Or some noodles. That's always good. But that's just, you know, when you're just eating, you know, the harvest. You know, let me know. Curious. So I think we got to keep on growing things and putting it up. Not that I'm scared of anything, but I know it's a good plan. But that's all the carrots. I still got a bunch in my palm here that I'm going to put back in the package. I don't know if any fell out that weren't supposed to, but that's all right. So 4 foot by 16 foot bed. If you go with the total size, cabbage and carrots. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and water this in. I'm gonna soak my straw, my hay, kind of put it back in, and we'll call that a day. Well, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it's a blessing to you. And, you know, if you're growing food for you, yourself, your family, for your community, let me know. On that note, y'all take care now.